I just realized, to my horror, there is one more side quest that I probably should take care of now, because it becomes pathetically easy if you do it later in the game. It's like I mentally blocked this out. Yes, it's time for Justy again. Oh wow, you actually have to fight 4 people before... I forgot about that. Okay, you actually have to fight 4 people and then Justy. Kind of like in Colosseum, except you fought the 4 trainers at the start of that game. Although I actually forgot whether or not, the early trip to the pre-gym in Colosseum was optional or not. But I might as well take care of this now, because it does get very, very easy if you do it any later in the game. And I have a few team members who are a bit behind as far as experience goes. So, yeah, as you can see, pretty weak opponents here. Justy himself is a little bit stronger, though. Going for false swipe in an actual serious battle, rather than for catching something, seems a bit stupid, but I have a plan here. Hopefully I put it into KO range for Icy. I had a feeling the other trainers were double team spammers, not just Justy himself, and Icy Wind is only 95 accuracy as well at base, so this could still miss even without double team. Like I said, this could still miss even without double team. Great. Wonder if this will actually do... yes, it will. Well, at least they aren't worth very much experience. I say that, and then Ricky immediately levels up. Blossom. Okay, then. More things for Icy Wind to be super effective against, I guess, even though, like, my attacks, both my attack stats are terrible. So it's not like this isn't going to do very much, but at least we get the speed drop. Maybe I should just ignore you. Yeah, see, taking this on when I don't have any kind... I probably should have just Shadow Balled the, I'm always called it a Roserade, the Blossom. They're kind of similar, I guess. But, yeah, I feel worried taking this on and not having any perfect accuracy moves. But, well, maybe I can get through this. Yeah, I kind of figured you wouldn't faint to that. Absorb! Great moves! Yeah, these battles are really challenging. You can see why I decided to do this now. Justy, like I said, is a little bit stronger, but you're really meant to do this right after you beat Phoenix City for the first time. Well, I mean, the Phoenix City Cypher takeover. This is not good. Yeah, this is actually terrible. But at least that thing is gone before it can potentially spam double team. I am fully prepared for this to take ages. Wow, I'm getting insanely lucky with hitting this ladybird. Guess that makes up for the lack of luck I had with that battle bingo. For some reason, I don't know why I keep calling it a battle CD, but I guess I just have that on the tip of my tongue because I can't wait to do the battle CDs, seriously. I love those, but, well, some of them I love. You're holding your hand behind your back very weirdly, and you don't even have a defeat quote either. But yeah, a few of the CDs I'm not looking forward to, but some of them are pretty fun. To wait for them to walk all the way back to the elevator every single time. So we have another cool trainer coming up. Wonder if we'll have a rich boy and a lady next. Actually, wait a minute. Don't know if they're even fightable in this game. Tesla. I'm wondering if you're using electric types. No? Okay then, just a Sunflower and a Furret. Because in the first game they all had names that were related to what type they use, but here they just seem to be all over the place. Now, I know Icy Wind is going to do barely anything to that Sunflora, but let's just go for it anyway. And it is the only thing that Duskull has that can hurt the Furret. And Furret instantly goes down. Thankfully, I didn't hide any absurdly low-level Shadow Pokemon in the midst of all this, because that would be... Well, admittedly, it would be pretty funny, but it would also be pretty jerkish. Much like that Fire Punch Abra, which I'm still never going to get over. Can't believe I actually just said, oh, yeah, unless it has Fire Punch, and it actually did have Fire Punch. Ugh. Sometimes I know this game's trolling all too well. Speaking of which... I'm not even targeting you, though, so I don't care at this point. I am losing a little bit of HP on Ricky, though. We'll need to keep an eye on that. Duskull, well, actually, Duskull has full HP anyway. That was to be expected. Oh, that's not good. Double Team combined with residual healing is always a recipe for insane amounts of frustration. At least the Mach Punch hit. Now, if the Icy Wind hits, I might actually take this thing down. It did, which is good, and it's not going to having its damage split because there's only one target, so that battle went better than I thought it would. Still forgot there were actually 4 fights before Justy. And at least Duskull's almost caught up. Yeah, she won't be evolving until a little later. No, my attempt to spam Double Team failed. Good. At least you don't have minimized sharply raising evasion in this game. Minimized chances or blissies in either... I mean, I was going to say battle facilities, but they sometimes do that, and, like, there are some people even in Pokesport who say that. Battle Spot, I meant. Wow, yeah. Fumbled my words a bit there. Oh, I get it. Ever-changing or using Kecleon. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, but... This is not actually that good, although I had to mentally, like, retrain myself to think, right, okay, Mach Punch is not going to be not very effective against the Azumarill because of, yeah, that. I was going to say that I could Icy Wind to turn that thing into an Ice type and then use Mach Punch, and then I realized I could just Mach Punch it now. Because, yes, it is a fighting type move against a normal type, obviously. And I don't even need to use my trick of turn into an Ice type to make sure my Mach Punch is super effective next turn too. Well, that's a nice level up though. I think Duskull is in a faster experience group, although I don't know if it's fast or fluctuating. Fluctuating and erratic are just very, very bizarre experience groups. In fact, it was so weird that later generations actually got, like, I think there are some Pokemon that got moved out of those experience groups in later generations. Because I think every Pokemon that is... I don't know if there are Pokemon still in those experience groups. Fumbling my words all over the place now. But I know that, like, everything that I think still is in either fluctuating or erratic is a Gen 3 Pokemon. And really, the only reason they made those experience groups was a way to go, look at us, we can use piecewise functions now. Yeah, piecewise functions, maths thing, I guess in layman's terms, a piecewise function is where you've got an equation that, depending on, like, how high or low a certain part of it is, you branch out to a different equation, basically. That's the best way I can explain it. I don't know if I can actually get the piecewise function thing up. I'm kind of afraid of bringing up my internet now because... You're both spamming Double Team. Of course you are. Because sometimes when I do that, it causes my capture card to glitch up. It begins. Now it's a real Justy fight. Sigh. Yeah, here's where having Feint Attack would be really, really good right now. Wait a minute, I just realized something. I mean, they've double teamed way too much for it to really be useful at this point, but I might save that for a later fight. I can just call and increase my accuracy. For now, though, Icy Wind's probably not going to hit anything, but I can try. I can certainly try, as a certain legendary DM would say. Miss, and let me guess, miss 2. No, actually, no, I actually hit the Azumarill. Yeah, but the, I don't know, I could try and put an annotation up on screen with the actual formula for the fluctuating and erratic experience groups, but it's ridiculously complicated, and I don't know how to type square roots on my editor at the moment, but I think it involves square root. It's a really crazy formula, and yeah, they pretty much stopped using those experience groups after Gen 3 because they realized that they were stupid. Like, in theory, what they do is they make it so that you level up insanely fast earlier on, but insanely slow later, and vice versa. Like, the fluctuating experience group requires the most experience to hit level 100 out of any experience group. And you can tell that I'm grasping at straws for things to say because I'm just missing everything now. But, anyway. Okay, good, I finally hit. They require, I think, like something in the vicinity of 1,600,000 to reach level 100, and the next slowest experience group requires 1,250,000. So that should tell you something. Oh, you're still not max on speed, I'm surprised. I mean, that can actually KO even though it's double not very effective. Oh wow, that actually did more than I expected for a double not very... Although your level is pathetically low. If there's actually... Yeah, you're able to use normal moves on me now. Okay, good, yeah. Finally got lucky enough to break through that. That is the thing about Double Team. Like, it is kind of a gamble. I do think that it is stupid, and I do agree with it being banned from a lot of unofficial competitions, but... all of your setup is rendered pointless if your opponent just gets lucky. So, really, they are not worth using in any serious environment, unless you're going for, like, minimize substitute Chansey with Eviolite, or Drifblim. Sorry, I got a bit distracted there because I saw him saying, like, I have brought great shame upon me. It just reminded me of, if I mention this game, people are going to want me to do a playthrough of it, but Battalion Wars. I still haven't beaten the Solar Empire secret mission, but it's just like, that mission is insanely hard, and it scolds you so badly for failing. Like, they actually outright say, you have brought shame and dishonor to the Solar Empire. It's just like... anyway, like, normally they're not that harsh at you for failing missions, but just that one, it just, like, it really hits hard because that mission is incredibly difficult as well. Like, even though you get, like, Solar Empire units in that game are so fun to play around with because their fighters are so fast and their infantry have laser weapons, like, they're just really cool to use, but the mission itself is incredibly hard. Well, it seems like none of your... I spoke too soon! I was about to say you haven't used Double Team, but, of course, speak of the Double Team and it shall happen. That wasn't good, because I'm just going to Mach Punch you next turn anyway. At least I got rid of one of you before you could get the plus and minus bonuses. Which admittedly still don't make plus and minus that great, but oh well. Okay, you're caught up to everyone now. Let's see how long it takes Duskull to get caught up. Yeah, it's funny, originally, just going back to my topic of the experience groups, originally I thought, like, I saw the maximum experience for level 100 by the fluctuating experience group, and at first I thought that they leveled up slowly all the time, but it turns out they actually level up very, very, very quickly early, but just much, much more slowly at higher levels. So Breloom is in that experience group, and I think Anorith is erratic. I forget. Erratic is slow early, really, really fast later on. Like, the amount of total experience you need to hit level 100 at erratic is like, it's only like 600,000 or something incredibly small. To put that in perspective, the fast experience group is 800,000, I think, and then normal is 1 million, and then slow is 1,250,000. Most starters, I think, are in slow. Most dragons are in slow. This is just off the top of my head. And there's usually some correlation between experience group and how quickly your eggs take to hatch. Because I know that most dragons are incredibly slow to hatch. Though then again, Magikarp is one of the fastest Pokemon to hatch. Oh boy. I wouldn't say strong, I'd say very, very cheap. But yeah, I think Magikarp is in a slow experience group too, I'm not sure. Here it comes! It's like, I'm going to make blind spots because I'm going to make you miss me all the time. Huh, I wonder if you actually get a chance to heal if you say no. Anyway, real men don't heal before Justy. Oh, he doesn't have his own special battle theme or anything like that. Justy. So, he uses pretty much the same kinds of Pokemon he used before, and now he is even more annoying. Not only do his Pokemon like to spam Double Team, some of them also have Substitute. Yeah, his Gligar does, which makes me very glad that Poison Heal doesn't exist in this generation, because otherwise that would be like Poison Heal. Imagine if it was a Poison Heal Toxic Orb Substitute Double Team Blitzcore. That would just be insane. But at least a lot of his Pokemon are weak to ice, so I guess that's a desert thing, maybe? Because his team does seem themed on the desert. I don't know, even Double Team could possibly be themed on that, you know, like Desert Mirages and stuff, but anyway. Obligatory mention of the fact that I'm sure I've said this before, but the Double Team in Japanese is Kagebunshin. Which is, yes, exactly the Kagebunshin that you think it is. I mean, it's not probably. It's existed for ages as a ninja technique, like, long before that show, so yeah, but anyway, that is what Double Team is, and that's why a lot of ninja-based Pokemon learn it. The more you know. There's the Gligar. Well, you actually came in at the right time, because I'm using a 4-time super effective Icy Wind. But the Sand Slash has 2 of those off. Oh, I was going to start this fight by double calling. Maybe I could do that later. That was double super effective, really? Oh, I thought it would miss Sand Slash. Okay, right. I'm gonna try something. Let's see if this helps. For some reason, yelling a Pokemon's name makes them more likely to hit through Double Team. But if they both use Double Teams, then essentially I've wasted my calls. Yeah, that call turn basically did nothing, because he negated it with Double Teams. I could just spam call until I'm at maximum accuracy, but I don't know. Even with the speed drop, you're still outspending Duskull. And so it begins. If Gligar actually gets the substitute up, I'm gonna get very annoyed. Well, I hit something at least. Now you might be slower than me. I thought so. But just keep persisting and you will eventually hit something. Eventually. Oh, great. Gligar has Sand Veil, doesn't it? See, okay, I do have Shockwave, but you're both immune to it, so it doesn't really matter. Yep, double miss, I thought so. And now I'm going to get slowly whittled down by Sandstorm, although Duskull is effectively immune to that because she has leftovers. Can I switch out to something like... There's really nothing I have that's... Well, I mean, Fish Slayer is effective against... Oh, wait, no. For a second, I thought the Water Pulse was a guarantee. I ran out... Oh, right, because I don't get healed between the fights. Of course I would run out of Icy Wind. I am now considerably more useless, but let's just see. For some reason, I thought that Water Pulse was a perfect accuracy move, but of course it isn't, because it has another secondary effect that causes confusion. You're still... I mean, you all pretty much saw this coming. Like, you all would have seen this coming. This was how this battle was going to go. This is why I was putting this off. Or blotting it out of my mind. Because, yeah, they are around the right level for us to be fighting at this point in the game, but, yeah, it's just... I hate this fight so much. It's just one of the worst things about both games. Like, seriously, it is one of the worst things. Ugh. How long until you're at +6? Well, that was going to miss regardless. Like, Sharpedo's damaging animation is just so slow to that. It's like, oh, a sandstorm is hitting me. Oh, I'll just rear back very, very slowly. Okay, good. Good. Goodbye, Gligar. Good riddance. Thankfully, it didn't try and substitute, because I think that thing does have substitute. Ugh. Weird, that phone ding was timed perfectly to the level up there. Nose pass. Well, I can probably get the drop on it before it starts double teaming. Unless it's one-shot Sharpedo or something. Well, definitely didn't, that's good. Yeah, what I was saying was, the model here doesn't do it justice, but like, if you check the Pokedex, Sharpedo is huge. Like, it's a really, really big Pokemon, so kind of interesting like that. I think it's actually bigger than Charizard. Though Charizard is surprisingly small for what it is. I remember back when I was younger, I thought 5'7" was quite big, because again, I had to kind of familiarize myself with imperial measurements, because, yeah, even though the Japanese version used metric, but I have already made that rant before. Okay, let's get you down before you start double teaming. Good. Goodbye, Nose Pass, but now we just have that annoying Sand Slash to deal with. And it's still doing that. Actually, I have Protect, don't I? And good, that's gone, so no more Sand Veil for you. I do have Protect, and my other thing is Levitating, so it, yeah. What do I use here? I'll just try and confuse Ray. Because I know it's going to be targeting Fish Slayer, because obviously, why would it target Duskull? So, there we go. That's actually not bad, because hitting yourself with Confusion is not affected by Evasion at all, obviously. Wait a minute. Super effective Ice Beam is 95 times 2, which is 190. Stab Water Pulse is only 90, but super effective would be 92. That's interesting! Super effective Ice Beam actually does more. Kind of nice to know that. Also, a massive shame, because... yeah, like, my water type is just... its water move is not really cutting it, but... I don't know. That is good to know, though. Maybe I should drop Water Pulse eventually. I mean, I do like it for things that are weak to water, but... I mean, I suppose against fire types I will need it, but yeah, it is kind of a shame that... Okay, Water Pulse is 60, right? Not 65. Let me just check just to be sure. I don't want to be saying something that's completely wrong. 60. Okay, yeah, so with Stab, that is 90, and then 90 times 2 is 180, and then 95 times 2 is actually going to be more damage with Ice Beam. So, yeah. This is a better option against ground types. But speaking of ground types, you are gone. Thank you, Justy down. Now, if I'm remembering right, I think you actually do get a battle CD out of this, so this will, if we do, this will be the one battle CD that I end up showing before the battle CD montage. Huh, that animation shows that you're a palette swap cool trainer. Or at least model swaps. I am not happy about fighting you, but thankfully I never have to battle you again. 5 years since you beat Wes twice because of your stupid double team spamming. So we get... Lumberry and... oh boy, I think I can guess what that TM is. Oh, okay, so it's not a battle CD. Good. I was wrong then. I know there's a battle CD in the basement, but anyway. Of course, it's Double Team. Why wouldn't it be Double Team? You know what? I have an idea. Like, I know, this is cruel because, you know, I mean, this is just a gift, but I shall have my final revenge on Justy. I will have my revenge on Justy. Watch this. I couldn't even do this as a later generation, too. Be gone, foul abomination! That was so satisfying. So, that is Justy down, and with that, I actually need to go to the Pokemon Center to heal, so I'll do that. And I also just remembered that I don't think I've put Nose Pass in the Purify Chamber yet, which I should probably do. At the moment, every Shadow Pokemon I have is currently in the Purify Chamber, apart from Nose Pass, obviously. So, like, I am well on my way to having everything done, but that will change soon, because the next area has a lot of Shadow Pokemon in it, so I'll be very, very busy with the Purify Chamber soon. Guess if you wanted to look at how the Purify Chamber is going. Also, I caught some more Pokemon. That's funny, I just got all 3 areas common encounters. You will go in one of the... Yeah, you go in the... I wanted to just talk about something, because this is kind of weird. So, look how we have Flow, and we have 3 white arrows at the edge of Flow. It's kind of weird how this works. I don't fully understand it. Like, I know it's affected by whether you're super effective against something, but I have, like, for example, like, Nose Pass here is super effective against, like, let's say this Vulpix. But look, no 3 white arrows. So, for some reason, there must be something special about this set? If anyone knows exactly how, like, the Flow works, I'd love to know, because it still confuses me. I'm not exactly sure just what determines whether you get those, because, like, again, I had a super effective connection, and I still didn't... Is it dual types? Like, is it dual types that do it? Like, for example, let's see if I... No, because if I rotate to face this, you're a dual type, and I'm not getting the best flow from that. It's weird. Yeah. Also, Snattle's Lunatone is almost done. So anyway, I will see you next time for actually progressing the story this time. Yeah, last time I forgot about Justy. But now, all the side quests are thankfully done for now. Except that one Pokespot thing, but that hasn't shown up yet. So, see you next time.